Okay, today our learning goal is I can write an equation to represent a word problem, or I can write an inequality to represent a word problem. We are going to go over our notes for algebra story problems. I have specific things that I expect you to do when you're doing these. And if you follow my lead and you write down the things that I ask you to do, you should be very, very successful. These are not difficult. And you just need to learn to use a strategy. So the first thing, number one, Michael bought a $12.99 CD and 3 packs of gum. Andy bought a different CD for $8.99 and 6 packs of gum. Each of them spent the exact same amount. Write an equation below that could be used to find G, the cost of a pack of gum. So we know that our variable is the pack of gum. One thing you've got to remember about variables in 8th grade, you're going to have variables on both sides of either an equal sign or an inequality sign. But that variable has to represent the same thing on both sides. That's a very, very important key to remember, okay? So here we go. We have two people, Michael and Andy. So what I would like you to do is I'm going to write an M over on this side, and I'm going to write an A on this side. And I'm going to write everything it tells me about Michael over here, and everything it tells me about Andy over here. It tells me Michael bought, and here we go, a $12.99 CD. Okay, so $12.99, and so there's my plus sign, 3 packs of gum. Well, gum is my variable. Remember that G, packs of gum, I'm just going to use an X for everything, plus 3 packs of gum. Remember, of means to multiply. This side says Andy bought a different CD for $8.99, so there's my $8.99, and there's my plus sign, 6 packs of gum. So you see, you can pretty much write your equation. It says they each spent exactly the same amount, so that means we have an equal sign. And here I need to find where it has $12.99 and 3 and the variable next to it together on one side of my equal sign. And this side needs to be $8.99 plus 6 and the variable. So I'm going to look. This one doesn't work because it doesn't have the 3. Okay, this one says $12.99 plus 3G. Well, that's what I would need here. And $8.99 plus 6G. Looks good to me. There's my answer. Okay, now if I was unsure, I might go and check the other ones. Obviously, this one has both $12.99 and $8.99 on the same side. This one has the $12.99 and the 6 on this side. The key to working word problems and writing your equation is you cannot work the problem inside the paragraph, okay? And most of the time, our paragraphs aren't real long, all right? Number 2. Kendra, so I know I'm going to have a K for Kendra, bought some shirts for $10. So we've got some for $10 on a tax-free weekend. Whitney, so here I know I'm going to have a W, bought some of the shirts at a sale later for $8.50 each. Ooh, okay. But also paid, so you know that that means that you're adding, because also is an adding word, paid $4.50 in sales tax. So here we know we've got an each. Let's see what we're going to use for our variable. They bought the same number of shirts for the same amount. Which equation could be determined to use to determine S, the number of shirts? So our variable is the number of shirts. Well, here's shirts, so that goes with the 10, doesn't it? And I'm just going to use an X. And here is Whitney with shirts on sale at $8.50 each, so there's my variable. Now it says which equation could be used number of shirts, and they spent the same amount, so that's going to be an equal sign. So Kendra is $10 times how many shirts she bought. Whitney is $8.50 for how many shirts she bought, but she also paid $4.50 in sales tax. All right, so I'm looking for 10x by itself. Is that one? Nope. Is this one? Well, it's turned around, but it has the 10x by itself. 850 with the S, that's good, plus 450. So there's your answer right there. It's just turned backwards. They just took this and wrote this side first, and then wrote this side. The important thing is that your variables with the 10, your variables with the 850, and you have the 450 with the 850. Let's look at number 3. Okay? All right, city cycle. The thing about 8th grade also, you'll always be comparing two different things. So city cycle charges $5, here we go, per hour to rent a bike, plus $10 fee, okay? A fee, a membership fee, a one-time charge, a deposit, that's always never, ever, ever going to go with your variable. And we go over that at length in a unit coming up, okay? So city cycle, so I'm going to do CC, and it told me I have $5 an hour plus $10 fee, okay? Bike Brownsville, all right, so I'm going to use BB. I wouldn't write all that out. It's too much writing. Charges $22 per hour to rent a bike. And the helmet is provided free of charge. So all I have over here is $22 per hour. Which inequality could be used to find after how many rental hours Bike Brownsville is the better deal? When they say Bike Brownsville is the better deal, when you're buying something, the better deal always what? Does it cost more or does it cost less? Ask yourself that. The better deal, of course, would cost, I hope you said less. So I need this closed part of my inequality sign to go towards Bike Brownsville because I want that to be less than city cycle. So I'm ready to look for my answer. Let's see. This has the variable in the right place, the stuff together, but look at that has the sign turned around. So it can't be it. This has the 5 with the variable plus 10, and they're both on the same side. But this is adding. It says 22 plus 1 hour. Well, no, ours is $22 for each hour, so that can't be it. All right, here we go. 5h plus 10 is greater than 22 times 8. There it is, right there, C. Okay? So we want the better deal to be the less. Okay? Better deal means that needs to be the less. All right? Or cheaper. All right? Number 4. Let's turn. Now these are the other types of problems. Sometimes they give you the equation and they want you to find the situation that matches. Now these are a little more difficult because there's a lot of words here, okay? So we're going to take it step by step. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my equation. And I see that I have 1250 plus 0.40x is equal to 1475 plus 0.25x. So these things have to deal with the same person or the same side of the equation. So let's start with here. Trophies galore. So I've got trophies, and it says 1475 and 40 cents for each letter. Okay, so I might use an X for my letter because when each means I'm multiplying. So let's see, does that match? When it says 1475 plus 40, is that 1475 is on this side and the 40 is on this side, so that I don't even need to go on. I'm going to stop. Trophies Galore charges $12.50 and 25 cents for each letter. Okay, does that match? $12.50 for a trophy and 25 cents for each. Nope, those two are not on the same side, are they? All right, here we go again. Let's look at this last one and make sure it's right. Trophies Galore charges $12.50 and 40 cents for each letter. Okay, so those two match, don't they? Awards Plus charges $14.75. That's like a one-time fee, and 25 cents for each letter. So I have $14.75 and 25 cents with my X, and I have $12.50 with 40 cents with my X. Therefore, that is why C is correct. All right, let's look at the last example here. The inequality shown below represents the two different apartments. Okay, so we know we're going to look at two different apartments. It looks like apartment A and apartment B. So usually they will give you what is first on this side and then what's second on this side, but not always. Sometimes they flip-flop it. So apartment A, and I'm looking at 150, it looks like X, so we're multiplying 150 times something plus 25, and that 25 would be a one-time charge, okay? Then I have 125, and it's being multiplied times something plus $100 as a one-time charge. So let's try A. Apartment A charges 25 deposit, so that's the one-time charge, and $150 for each night. Well, that would work. It's just turned around. They put the 150 X with the X and 25. Apartment A is, that's the problem right here, equal to apartment B. Is that an equal sign? No, that is a greater than sign, so therefore we need to get rid of A. Apartment A charges a $25 deposit, so that's, and $150 for each night. Okay, so $150 for each night and $25 deposit, that works. Apartment A is less than, well, that sign would be like this for apartment A, and this is a greater than sign, so that can't work. Apartment A charges $25 deposit and $150 for each night. That works. Apartment A is greater than, I like that sign, than apartment B, which charges $125 for each night and a $100 fee. So those two are together on this side, these two are together on this side, and they're saying that A is greater than B. I can live with that. So I think we're going to choose C. I am going to check one more thing. I'm going to look at the last one because these can be tricky. Apartment A charges a $25 deposit. Okay, that's true. And $150 for each night. Okay, that works, doesn't it? Okay, each night. Then it says apartment A is greater than apartment B, which is correct. That charges $125 deposit and $100 for each night. So this one, apartment B, would look like $125 and $100 per night, and that's not what we have up here for apartment B, so it cannot be D. I think you should pause it and go get your work because I am going to go over one of the problems on your work. All right, today your practice is algebra story problems, okay? And I want to talk about number 10, okay? So let's go to the back and let's look at number 10, okay? It says, which of the following situations can be modeled by the equation 5x subtract 4 is equal to 3x plus 2? Okay, so we're going to do this one together. 5 friends paid $4 each. So here they're saying that the 4 is going to go with the each times 5, okay? That doesn't work for this equation because this is subtracting 4. That's what I read. I read 5 times something minus 4 is equal to 3 times something plus 2. 3 of them paid $2 each. See, that doesn't work either because you would be multiplying those. All right? So we're going to take A away. All right? B. Sarah went 5 blocks west and 4 blocks south to meet up with Laura, who went 3 blocks east. Well, if the 5 was how many blocks you went west, and means to add, okay, this is subtracting. So 5 blocks, how many more blocks? So the blocks is definitely your variable, but 5x plus 4, not 5x minus 4. Okay, just because it's south doesn't make it minus. Okay, let's look at C. Vinny bought 5 albums. Okay, so I got 5 albums at Vintage and used a $4 left on his gift card. I don't know, I don't like this and then left, okay? But it looks like if you had a gift card, it would take away from the cost of whatever it was you were buying. Gino bought 3 albums and a $2 bracelet. So 3 albums and a $2 bracelet. They ended up each spending the same amount. How much was each? So albums is definitely our variable. So that's 5 albums, and this is 3 albums. This might be a possibility. Let's look at D. Kendra used a $4 coupon on her $5 purchase. $4 coupon on her $5 purchase. So if that was the case, her purchase would have to be the variable, okay? Her brother paid the same amount but bought 3 packs of gum. So here it would be 3 packs of gum, and so the gum would be the variable, whereas here we don't even know what the variable is. It's just her purchase. And they're asking how much is each package of gum, and paid $2. So I don't like this one at all because the variable has to stand for 2 different things. So in this case, I think what they've done here is this is 5x at Vinny and used $4. So they're subtracting $4 from his gift card to pay for the purchase. So this is how much he would have had to pay, and they're taking $4 off because of the gift card. And remember they paid the same. Gino bought 3 albums, so the variable is the same thing, and purchased a $2 bracelet. So the best answer in this choice is C. The last thing I wanted to go over quickly was number 9. And I just wanted you all to notice that there is a fraction there. It says 3/4 times something, okay? So when you need to look at 25% off and, so 25%, how much is that if we do it as a decimal, we would move it 2 times to the left, it would be 0.25, and then you could change it to a fraction so you could make it match this and see if that's 3/4. Here it actually says 3/4. Ooh, 75%, you would have to do something with that. If you moved your decimal 2 times or divided it by 100, you would find out that that's 0.75. You could convert that to a fraction and see if it matches. And here you say 3/4. So I would definitely be converting those numbers before I made my choice. Okay? If you have any questions, we're here to help you, and have a great day.